Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of What's Brewing with Mobile Cup of Joe. Hey everybody, I'm the bearded barista Alvie, and I'm your host for this evening. And man, do we have a fantastic show! It's a huge show. We got a bunch of stuff going on, and trust me, you want to stick around for a lot of it. We got special guests. We have the announcement of our winner and winners for our 3,000 subscriber Grande giveaway. The submissions have been entered. The votes have been tallied, and we have winners for you. So stick around. We'll announce those here in just a little bit. But let me go ahead and introduce some of my favorite people. And you may notice down there at the bottom, one of my favorite people is missing, and that's back from the dead, Fred. He is a professional touring musician now. We may be losing him forever. But he's actually out at a gig tonight. So we do miss you, Fred. Before I forget, I tend to forget if I don't say it first. But anyway, Fred, we miss you. He'll be back on the show next week. But let me go ahead and introduce you the rest of the Brew crew. And I'm going backwards tonight just because it's a crazy kind of night. I'm going right to left. I know. Hold me back because it's getting crazier as we go. First up, Spec Sheet Tony. How are you, my friend? Catch us up a little bit on your life.
Oh man, I'm doing so well. I've been still enjoying the parent life, and let's see, been playing around with that quadcopter. I know you're excited now. I got a couple other people. I've pretty much convinced, let's see, 2 or 3 other people now to buy quadcopters. This specific one, so been enjoying that. Cyma X5C. Got a Nano coming in the mail, which should be here tomorrow to fly around inside the house. Hopefully, it won't be so loud. But that's basically been my week, playing around and working. Been awesome.
Excellent. Yeah. I ordered mine yesterday, so it'll be here tomorrow. So I'm excited to play around with it too. So expect some crazy angles and shots maybe on some future Mobile Cup of Joe videos. But up next is our main man, Mr. Mobile Cup of Joe himself. He's the host of all this and the granddaddy master of it all. Mobile Cup of Joe, how are you, sir? Catch us a little on your week.
Well, what have I been doing this week? Got Sling TV finally, so I've been really enjoying the heck out of that, and I've got like all the extra plans and all the sports and everything, so that's been a lot of fun. The TV's been on a lot more often than it usually is, so that's been
yes.
Pretty interesting. Like I haven't had cable for a good 3 years now, so going back to like live TV has been kind of a weird transition with commercials and whatnot, but it's been a lot of fun to have so far. So I've been having that. I've got the Lenovo Yoga Tablet to 10-inch with Windows. Sexy name. We're going to be talking about this a little bit later on tonight in the Espresso Shot review. Really awesome tablet, and Alvie actually has the 13-inch model of this thing, which we'll have coverage of that coming up on the channel soon as well. As for me, I have slowly working my way through my college book for C++, which is it's a pretty small book right here. So coming over from web development and HTML5, it's a bit of a transition, but so far it's going okay, and that's pretty much my week, just programming and Sling TV, so that about sums up my week in crazy right there.
That C++ book is, man, you want to talk about ones and zeros. That is a perfect book for our next brew crew. Mr. Ones and Zeros himself, Chuck Haines. We missed you last week, Chuck. How did it go? Catch us up a little on that and the rest of your week. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Yeah, last week my my son is in Boy Scouts, and they had their annual Blue Gold banquet, which is a pretty big deal in Boy Scouts. For those of you guys who might know a Boy Scout or Cub Scouts, a Cub Scout, or know someone who was in it or has one yourself. So that's where I was last week. Unfortunately, didn't get out in time to actually get here. My week, actually, I was all excited about Sling TV, and then I started actually taking a look at it, and I realized that I actually would not save any money at all compared to my current cable provider based on what my needs are, and I actually would lose a bunch of functionality because, I'm a big fan of the Roku. I've got the Roku TV now, and then I've got the Roku in my bar as well. And I'd actually lose the ability to use some of the apps on there because I wouldn't be able to sign into a cable provider. So like Fox, FX Now, a bunch of those things that I actually use, I'd lose. So even though Sling might have saved me $10 a month, I'd lose all that functionality. So I've actually decided against it for now. I'm staying the old cable route. But I do have a Roku TV now, and I'm absolutely in love with it. It is the best smart TV out on the market. Not that that's saying a whole lot, because smart TVs in general just suck. But I am super happy with it. It's quite nice. So if you guys are in the market for a new TV, they're not that expensive. I think the 48-inch TV I got was $500 maybe.
Yeah,
$400. So it's not too bad. And the picture's awesome. Sounds okay. I ended up getting a sound bar for it to kind of, because we have a wooden, I don't know, entertainment center, and so sitting in it, the sound was bouncing off the wood, and it just really was awful. So ended up getting a sound bar so I could project the sound out in the room, and it's working out pretty well.
Sweet.
All that complaining the week before, not having Sling TV, and then you get your chance to get it, and then you just don't go for it.
I know. That's, you know what, anyone who knows me knows that's usually how I am. So
Is that kind of par for the course there?
yeah, pretty much.
Fair enough. And then joining us is a very special guest. He's been with us before, and it's very good to see you again, Mr. Aaron Kasten. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure working with you in the past. I look forward to what you bring us tonight. And catch us a little bit up. You don't have to go into the whole thing just yet. We'll come back to all that. But just catch us a little bit up. What's your week been like, and how's life been for you since the last time we met with you?
It's good. I mean, not a lot has changed. Well, actually, a lot has changed. But, you know, daily routine is usually the same. Get up, feed the dogs, take a shower, work on stuff.
Do work, right?
Yeah, right. Lots of cool stuff in the world of barbecue and in the whole Android barbecue crew. Big exciting news. Some I can talk about, some I can't quite yet talk about, but we'll get into as much as I can. And you know, staying busy. It's turning into like a real job. So that's kind of exciting.
Who would have ever thought it, right? Back in the day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we went from one event, you know, a year to last year we did the I/O event for the first time. That was kind of our dipping our toe in the water to see if we could do something beyond just the big barbecue at the end of October, or in October, and it went better than anybody expected. I mean, we blew everybody's expectations away, including our own. So that was good. And that's really that, and then the success of the big event in October has really set us up for a pretty exciting 2015. We've got 5 events we're working on, but 4 that are our event this year.
Nice.
So we'll do an I/O event, and then we'll get into the DC event here in a little bit, and I can talk a little. Well, yeah, I'll go ahead and spill all the beans in a little while when we get into it, but the big project that we've underdone is not quite ready to be unwrapped, but that's coming up real soon. Maybe we can come back in a couple of weeks and talk about that.
Oh, yeah, a little teaser. Yeah, absolutely. And, yeah, once again, Aaron, thanks a bunch for joining us tonight. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff before we get straight to you, so if you're free, you're family at this point, so whenever we're doing something, if you want to interject, just interrupt. Especially me, I tend to talk a little more than I probably should and ramble a little bit. But yeah, once again, Aaron, thanks a bunch for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right, so if you are watching this live, the Q&A is open and ready for you. So just hit the Q&A and ask us or Aaron any question that you may have about anything we're talking about tonight, or the big Android barbecue meet and greet and whatnots. And but if you are catching us later on the podcast or watching this later on YouTube or anything, you can comment at the bottom of the event page. You can comment at the bottom of the YouTube link, or the easiest thing to do, hashtag MCOJBrew, and you can catch up with us. We're all over the socials, and that counts for live too. So if you're watching, listening, anything right now, any of the socials, hashtag MCOJBrew, comment somewhere, and we will answer or try to answer your question in the order it was received. All right, so let's talk about some freshly brewed news. A bunch of stuff going on, and I know we want to talk about this Lenovo Yoga Tablet that you've got over there, Joe. But Google's done a whole bunch of stuff. There's stuff for root users with exposed framework available. Samsung's doing some stuff. Amazon's doing some stuff. So let's just go ahead and get started. Joe, talk to us about what's brewing with some freshly brewed news with Google Now.
All right, so with Google Now, part of Google Now is the knowledge graph in Google. So I'll go ahead and screen share just so kind of what the knowledge graph is for those of you who don't maybe know the term with it. But it's essentially when you do search something on Google Now. So if you search maybe like a movie actor or something, or a sports player, and you get kind of a little kind of like a Google Now card for them. It pops up, so you see there in the example if you're watching the show. If you search like famous jazz composers, you get kind of a pop-up list of famous jazz composers, and just kind of like smarter search results when you are using Google Search and Google Now. Well, this week Google went ahead and they updated the Google Search application forth kind of new medical related information in the Google Now knowledge graph. So for example, if you go to Google Now and I say, what is chickenpox? And then it does a search, and we don't need you to read it. But essentially, what you'll get, if you're watching, you can see it. You get kind of a graph there with an image of, kind of like a hand-drawn, really detailed image of the disease, and you can scroll through there, and it'll tell you like the rareness of it, how many cases per year in the U.S. And it's just really awesome. You got like kind of a Google Now card essentially of information. You can scroll down too, and there's actually a graph of the ages affected by that disease. And this works for like diabetes, tonsillitis, high blood pressure. Pretty much any medical-related symptom you can think of, you're going to get kind of like a card like this, and you can swipe over for symptoms, and it'll show you like a more detailed picture of that. And I'm sorry for showing you pictures of chickenpox right now, but this is the only thing that came to my mind. And you can see like different ways of prevention for it and treatments, like self-treatments or different home remedies you can try. And it's just really cool to see Google, Google Now just get smarter with the types of search results you get, because if you type in tonsillitis, for example, getting a full card with like a detailed drawing and symptoms and like ways to treat it versus just a list of search results, just makes Google feel like something special, because that's not something you're going to find in like Yahoo or, God forbid, Bing. So it's just something really awesome to see more integrated information and just more rich searches through Google. So this isn't the first kind of thing we've seen the knowledge graph before. There's actually many things you can search that you get similar things like that. But this is a very awesome inclusion, especially with parents of younger kids. You want to search something up real quick to see what kind of disease your child has. Just really awesome thing right there. And I just kind of cool, like I said, to get richer search results and just see Google get smarter with all these continuous updates, like pretty much every other week or so. So yeah, it's like nothing groundbreaking, but it's just a very awesome inclusion to the whole Google Now experience.
Yeah, I like it.
It was creepy looking.
Creepy babies aplenty.
Yeah.
The thing about this, though, like, yes, I agree, Joe. Like, it's cool that Google Now is getting smarter, because really the whole point is to make it, you get the answer you're looking for first. That was their whole thing way back in the day with I'm feeling lucky. You just get the first answer. Kind of what Google Now is doing now. But also, I'm a little concerned because a few people that I know have their PhD in Google U, which means they know how to search things and they know how to self-diagnose, let's say that. So I wonder if how many people are going to have issues with this. Oh man, I've got chickenpox. I've got all this. So we'll see what comes of it. But no, good stuff in general. Thank you, Joe. Let's talk some more Google. Chuck, tell us about how do you say it? Plaso?
I'm not actually sure how it's pronounced.
I think it's Plaso.
Plaso.
That's how I saw it. Yeah.
So the rumor is coming out this week that Google's working on kind of a new payment system, kind of like Square and Square Wallet. For those of you guys who aren't familiar, I'm a huge Square and Square Wallet kind of guy, although you can't use Square Wallet anymore. It's now Square Order, I think it's called. But the whole idea, Square is a very popular credit card type system for small businesses. Unlike most credit card companies, they tend not to screw small businesses. They're pretty small business friendly. From what I understand, I know a lot of people who actually use it in their small businesses. The idea behind Square Wallet, when it existed, was there was two modes of operation. One, before I went into a store that had Square Wallet, I could pull it up on my phone and basically say, yep, I want to pay at this store. And then I would go into the store, take whatever I want, go up to the register and just say, hey, you'll see me on your register. And they would scroll down and there would be a picture of me and my name, and they would just click it and it would charge it to my Square Wallet, which was linked up to a debit card or a credit card or anything like that. Square actually retired Wallet, and it's now Square Order, which has a lot of the same functionality, although one of the things that Square Order is missing is with Square Wallet, you actually could set it so all I had to do was walk into that store, and it would automatically be set up to pay. So, for example, the local coffee shop that I frequent, I just had to walk in the door, and then I'd be ready to pay at the register when I went up there and actually got my coffee. It sounds like this mode of operation is kind of what Google is going for here with their new payment system. So somehow, presumably maybe Google Wallet or something like that, then you'll actually walk into a store and it'll use proximity to know that you're in that store. They support Google's payment system. You'll walk up to the register and it says you'll give them your initials or your name, and then you'll be there on the register ready to pay. The idea is you don't have to pull out a credit card, you don't have to pull out your phone and tap anything. You just walk into the store, boom, you're ready to go. Presumably it'll have some picture of you or something that they can verify that it's actually you. This is probably in response to Apple's Apple Pay. Apple Pay, we see the commercials. Everyone's accepting Apple Pay. I think it was just today they came out with it. The federal government is going to start accepting Apple Pay here soon, which is, a pretty big news if you're Apple. To have, they're all over the place now. But the thing with Apple Pay is you've got to take your phone out, you've got to touch it, and you've got to actually, have your phone. So is it really more convenient than pulling your credit card out? Maybe, maybe not. So I think Google's trying to basically one-up that, where the fact that you won't take anything out at all. You walk into a store, Google already knows everything about you anyway, so it'll now know that you're in the store, and then you'll just go up to the register and you'll be ready to pay. We don't have really any concrete details, so everything that's come out is kind of pure speculation, or someone told me this is how it's going to be. But it makes sense. I know that a lot of people, Square, Google, they're all feeling pressure from Apple Pay. Apple Pay is becoming extremely popular. Google Wallet never really took off. That's why they were probably rumored to buy Soft Pay or Soft Card or whatever that one is that used to be the ISIS wallet, whatever it's named now. So I think that a lot of companies are really starting to kind of feel the pressure of Apple Pay. And they want to bring something out that's just as good but better. Give people a reason to actually use it.
That's pretty cool. I like that. Because I've got my my 8-inch tablet is my phone now, and that's terribly inconvenient to pull it out of my pocket and try to tap that. So yeah, I'm still using just a regular old debit card, credit card. So when the next step would be I just enter the store, or grab what I want and leave, and I just pay for it, right? And they're automatic. I like go through like a car wash looking thing, and then it just scans everything, pay for it, and then leave, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
No, I like that. I would use that. I'd set up and sign up for that. So no, I like it. Man, we have a bunch of Google news tonight. Google Helpouts. Aaron, I know you've used this a whole bunch, like everybody else in the world, right? Google Helpouts. So first off, when we describe this, what is it, Joe, and then why is it leaving? Big surprise here. Go ahead.
Well, the service did kind of fail really hard, but Helpouts, because probably none of our viewers, really most people don't have any idea in hell what Google Helpouts is. But basically it was kind of like there are two parts you could play in Google Helpouts. You could be one of the, content creators, if you'd call them that, but essentially you could put up a live kind of video tutorial or lesson about cooking, childcare, health, fitness and nutrition, fashion and beauty, web design tutorials, maybe like photography tutorials, basically just different lessons you could put up there just to help people out with different topics and subjects. So there was a pretty wide variety of categories. You could host these for free, or you could charge people for them too to make a little extra money to kind of teach people trades that you're maybe really proficient at. So in theory, it sounds like a really cool idea. The service launched back in 2013, I believe, and it launched, and then nothing really happened to it at all. And then we got the news today, and I got in my inbox that Google Helpouts will be shutting down on April 20th, 2015, because basically no one is using the service and no one really knew it existed before this news today. So it was a really interesting idea, and it really could have been pretty awesome if Google had marketed it at all, and if they had actually mentioned it after the initial launch. Because having like an online tutorial service within Google and kind of the Google Hangouts format, where you can teach people things you're really good at, or you can get help for maybe cooking or how to take care of your kid, or maybe you want to learn, HTML5 or JavaScript or something. So in theory, it could have been a really awesome product and a really awesome service, but Google just handled it really crappily, and after, less than 2 years, it's shutting down. So the service is still technically active until the 20th, but all of the mobile applications on both the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store have already been taken down, and after the 20th, the service will be completely shut down from helpouts.google.com forever. So I know a lot of you out there are going to be weeping because your favorite Google service is going by the wayside, but 2015, I guess you gotta suck it up and say goodbye to one of our most beloved Google services that was out there.
Well, and it's like it was a cool idea, but it's almost like you didn't market it. Aaron, right. I know you've dealt with a lot of developers and just people that kind of this would be perfect for. I don't know. What do you think? How do you replace this with something else? Do you just give up? Do you try to come up with some type of Pinterest replacement, or or competitor? Because that's really kind of what this was supposed to be, like a live video, Pinteresty kind of thing. So I don't know. What do you think, Aaron? I know
I thought Helpouts had a lot of potential. I thought it was kind of I think it's a really neat idea. And I don't know. I was just thinking about this while you were talking about it, so I haven't put a whole lot of thought into it. But is this just another example of Google kind of being too big to execute? Like, I feel like there's several cases where they come up with these really great ideas, but because they're doing so much, they don't actually execute fully on any one of the ideas. You know, like they put these great ideas out there, and then it's like they don't take it all the way. You know, it just kind of falls off. And I feel like Helpouts was a really great idea that could have helped a lot of people and done cool things, but nobody knew about it, and except for kind of the geeks and the guys like us. And like, if I asked my wife if she knew what Helpouts was, she'd just stare at me like I was an idiot. So basically, like, every time I open my mouth. But you know what I mean, though? Like, I feel like Google's got this, it's like launchitis is what I'm going to call it. Yes. They like to launch these awesome, cool things, but then they don't ever get past the launch and run with it and market it and promote it and get users using it. And I don't know. I feel like they have an issue with that on a lot of. I shouldn't be talking like that right now, though. Don't make me. Google, I love you so much. Everything you do is perfect. You can do no wrong. So,
but I see exactly what you're saying. It's almost like, here, just push this out where Google people will use it, and then they don't. And this, they almost have like, there's no second step for them.
Right. Like Helpouts. If my mom knew about Helpouts, she could use it. Like, I think there's a lot of people that would have used it if they knew what it was and knew it was available. Like, I think that's a great service. Just nobody knew about it because Google doesn't market really in the first place. So
true.
There's that.
Well, yeah, and even some of us, like I didn't really know exactly what Helpouts was, and I probably was using it and describing it wrong. Till this moment, so and who's fault is that?
I've got a help out community about help outs. Like,
that's somebody doing it right there. All right, so since Helpouts is gone, let's just go ahead and cross that off and let's move on. All right, root users. This is, I know, Chuck's favorite topic. I know he cannot wait to start using this, but Exposed Framework is now available for Lollipop. That's a huge deal, actually. And it's funny. I'm looking at all my socials.
Okay.
And all the like users are like, yes, it's available. Oh man, my life is going to forever change. And then all the app developers are like, completely.
Damn it.
Yeah. All right, Chuck, catch us up. What's brewing with Exposed?
Okay, so I really wish Exposed would have just died. I really do. Okay, as a user, Exposed is great. As an app developer, Exposed sucks. Yeah. I'll just throw that out there. And so why does it? As a user, it's awesome because it lets you really, really modify your OS for Android without actually having to flash a custom ROM. There's a ton of modifications in Exposed. You can do things like the advanced restart menu. Where you hold on a Nexus device, if you hold the power button down, power off is the only thing that you got there. Whereas with Exposed, you could have it so you have the bigger menu, shut down, reboot, those kind of things. So a lot of that kind of stuff that you would normally only be able to get with a custom ROM, Exposed would let you do it on a stock ROM. Now you need a root, and the way that it actually did it on previous to Lollipop was actually hooked into the Dalvik runtime and used the fact that Dalvik didn't pre-compile things and kind of hooked into that process and was able to intercept things and make changes. Now, with Lollipop, we had the new ART runtime. Well, ART, things are pre-compiled. There's no Dalvik runtime. There's no way to kind of intercept things, as they're starting to run on the JVM itself. So everyone thought that Exposed was going to die. Well, it didn't. There is actually an alpha release out today that works for Lollipop. Now, the way that it works is a little bit different from KitKat and previous versions, in the fact that instead of hooking into Dalvik and hooking into the runtime, he's actually modified the ART runtime. So when you flash exposed, you're actually going to flash a modified version of the libart.so, which is the library that actually does the ART stuff. Now, he has said he has disabled some of the ART optimizations because they would have interfered with exposed, and he has actually put the exposed hook-ins in the customized version of the ART runtime. So the reason I'm saying that is just so people are aware that you are replacing one of the core components of your phone if you do flash this. So buyer beware. You could have unintended consequences. But with everything being pre-compiled, there's really no other way around it. So it is alpha. It is out. It's on that site that everyone likes to go to find those kind of things. And you can download it. It only works for certain devices. I think he said ARM v7. I think is what it was. So basically Nexus 6. I don't know if that includes the Nexus 5 or not, but you really do need to know what you're doing, because you could boot loop your device, you could soft brick it. You shouldn't fully brick your device with it, hard brick, but you could soft brick it, you could boot loop it. So you really need to know what you're doing, be able to get into recovery, reflash things, and know how to use fast boot, those kind of things. So if you're not a more experienced modder, if you don't know what fast boot is or ADB or something like that, steer clear of it for now. Wait till it gets a little bit more down the road before you start using it. Or don't use it all and make your favorite app developer really, really happy.
Chuck, I take it you're not a fan.
Well, I used to be. I actually used to love Exposed, but I have a lot of friends who are app developers. We've had Paul Fo123 on here before, and back with Exposed, he said that between 50 to 60% of bug reports that he would get for his app were a result of Exposed, and something screwing with what you would normally expect with a runtime, and that's not uncommon. I think if you ask any app developer, they would say that a good number of bug reports coming in are because people are using Exposed and they don't realize what's going on, and all of a sudden, hey, this app doesn't work. It must be the app developer's fault.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and I mean, I didn't really know all that till he was on the show, and I was a fan too, and he mentioned all that stuff. I'm like, well, I may want to back off then. It's not the end-all, be-all stuff like I thought it may have been.
Well, and we got the... No, sorry, go ahead and finish up, Chuck.
We do have a Q&A question there. I can jump and answer that as well as Joe there. Colin, yeah, sorry. So he asked where I went. Actually, I was stupidly clicking buttons in my browser, and it decided to close Hangout. So, yeah, that's where I went.
Ones and zeros at his finest.
Exactly.
Chuck, pay attention to this show. We move fast, so don't leave us.
Yeah, but Colin's question is a random question to Joe. How does 5.0 Lollipop work for the Moto X? Is it faster with all those animations? Does it make it feel more fluid? So I'll go ahead and talk about this first and let Chuck go ahead and jump into this. When I got the Moto X, like the Lollipop update was already available, but out of the box it was still running, what was it, 4.4.4 KitKat. And I like swiped through the home screens and all that and like opened a few applications when it was still on KitKat. And Lollipop is still very fast, and I know it never translates that well on Hangouts, but I mean it's still a very smooth. It's still very snappy, very smooth. I mean there's not really any lag on the phone at all. I mean Lollipop is a very buttery smooth version of Android. So fluidity-wise, it's still very nice. But if you're talking in terms of maybe just speed and raw performance, I still kind of think KitKat was a bit faster. The animations aren't laggy, they aren't jittery. I mean for the most part, I very rarely have an animation stutter or lag on here. It's very fluid and very nice, pretty much 98% of the time. But it just seems that KitKat at times, if you're opening an application or swiping through a home screen or opening the application drawer, was just a tad faster at times because it wasn't dealing with all those extra animations that Lollipop does bring. Now, props to Google for making all those animations run so perfectly the majority of the time. So, I mean, if you're just going on a day-to-day basis, it's really nothing that's going to be that noticeable of a change. I mean, they're both from Lollipop and KitKat, it's still very snappy and very fast. They're both very fluid. But if you're looking at kind of like raw performance, I would personally say that I noticed a slightly faster performance when it was still running KitKat. Now, that's not to say it's slow on Lollipop, but if you just want to get really technical about it, it maybe feels just a touch slower at times because you are dealing with all of the big material design changes that Lollipop did bring. But personally, I do kind of prefer that. It may be a little bit slower, but it looks much more beautiful for menial tasks where KitKat was just snappy and didn't look pretty while doing so.
All right, so let me find out here. Tony and Chuck, you guys are on Lollipop as well, right?
We have
Yes.
the Nexus 6.
Okay. Aaron, what do you got? What are you running?
CM11S.
Okay. So, which is that's still KitKat, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
KitKat stock on the
Okay.
OnePlus.
I'm not the only KitKat user.
Nah,
Sony
I'm too lazy to root nowadays.
Sony promised me Lollipop in February, and they are halfway through with no word of where they're coming, and I'm disappointed. And I've gone to bat a million times for Sony because they're usually super quick with updates, and they're not on this one. This one, how old is KitKat? You know, it's like 6 years old at this point. So I'm just ready for Lollipop. So anyway, okay. So I
Hey,
hope
you'll
this Sony
get-
is
you'll
good.
get
devices,
Lollipop about the same time that the rest of us get 5-1.
What do you have?
The Sony Xperia Z3 Tablet Compact.
Dude, that's a beautiful device, though.
That's his
I would
phone.
It's fantastic.
I would happily run KitKat on that. Like, it is
Oh,
such
yeah.
a beautiful. That's just beautiful hardware. I love
It
that.
is.
device.
Other than it just doesn't have the newest software on it. I mean, I've got no complaints on it. You know, KitKat runs super smooth. I'm able to do anything I want. I absolutely love it. But you know, I mean, supposed to have the newest stuff. So
Every topic I want to talk crap about is a sponsor. So I
Well, they're not a sponsor of this show, so
right.
yeah. I love everybody that's in the Android ecosystem. They're all fans.
That's not fair that you get all these sponsors and we don't. So send some our way. But don't send
5 years,
Samsung
bro.
because we don't like them.
This is 6 years. We're in the 6th year.
Yeah, we're just kind of an upstart. We're doing all right though. We got 33
time, man.
subscribers, so we're kicking it.
Yeah, give us some time. You're doing better than we did with AGTN. I think we had 0 subscribers at the end, so you know.
All right, so let's talk Samsung because you guys know how much we all love Samsung. Is that a sponsor for you as well, Aaron?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yes, we do love Samsung. We're very thankful for all that they brought to the Android economy and the ecosystem. The Samsung Galaxy S6 has been teased. Let's talk a little bit about it, Joe.
Yeah, so on Samsung's Twitter today, I was checking their Samsung's profile on Twitter today, and it's back to the normal Samsung mobile version. But earlier this afternoon, they actually changed the name to the next Galaxy, and they're really teasing the Samsung Galaxy S6 because that's going to be the next flagship in the next couple of months, and all the hype is going for it right now. But we actually got a couple leaked images, or not leaked images, posted images on Samsung's Twitter page that I'll go ahead and screen share really quick for our viewers of the show. And
You're killing
this
our podcast listeners, man.
I'm sorry, I'll explain it in this detailed picture to our podcast listeners right here. So basically, all we have is kind of a rounded square with a circle inside of it, and then next to it says "I am #the next Galaxy." So we're assuming this is kind of a rough, just them teasing the camera sensor on the Samsung Galaxy S6. And then the additional picture they shared with that is that same exact kind of camera sensor that was in the previous photo, and then it says "Find clarity in darkness." So we're looking like Samsung is going to really be highlighting their camera on the S6. We don't have any details about it. I mean, we've got plenty of leaked rumors and stuff, but I don't like basing my my trust on leaked rumors and leaked specs and all that. But looking like we're going to get a pretty BV camera with all the hype Samsung has been building up today, with maybe superior low light performance on here, maybe optical image stabilization. We're really not sure, but Samsung's really touting it on their Twitter page right now. So if they can deliver with the amount of promotion they're kicking out for this thing right now, we could be looking at a pretty sweet camera on the S6. And all these big Samsung Galaxy devices, look at the S5, the Note 4, those have some of the best camera sensors on any mobile smartphone, at least in my personal use experience. So I've always been a big fan of Samsung cameras. I love Samsung for everything they do. I mean, they're a fantastic company. Like Alvie said, everything they contribute to the Android ecosystem, good for you. But I always have really been I always have been a really big fan of the cameras. Always have been for years now. So if Samsung's working on a beefy camera, I'm game for it and can't wait to see what comes out with the S6.
The question I have.
Go ahead, Doug.
Oh, go ahead, Chuck. I can
say-
say it's just a joke.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't wait to see the Samsung iPhone 6. I mean the Galaxy S6.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say we'll have to ask our Samsung users if they're going to be getting the S6 or the S6 Plus.
Does that really matter? I mean, there's only so many different ways you could do like a rectangle. Like,
No,
does anybody actually care?
No. To be honest, it's
Other
fun
than
to
Apple.
No, to be honest with you, it's fun to poke fun at Samsung, but I'd still buy a Samsung phone before I buy an iPhone. So
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing is, if they eliminated the TouchWiz lag that they've been we've been getting their goat over for the past however many years they've been around making smartphones, we would stop making fun of them.
You could have stopped that at TouchWiz. If
Yeah,
they'd
that's
eliminate TouchWiz,
Yeah.
Exactly.
nothing else needs to follow that. So.
There you go.
But you
Sorry,
cannot deny
Samsung, you're the
their
best.
impact. You can't deny their impact on Android in general. I mean, they
Yeah.
were spearheaded to get Android where it is today and to be huge market share. So
Well, especially
So, yeah.
too, like I was
To use
talking
Samsung.
to someone who goes to my school, like, because they lost their phone or something, they're looking to get a new phone, and like, should I get an iPhone or should I get a Galaxy? I
Yeah.
mean, like, to a lot of people, there's iPhones, there's Galaxy phones. Like Samsung just built up that big of a name where you have iPhones and it's Androids, or you have iPhones and Galaxies. It's not iPhones and Android phones, it's iPhones and Samsung Galaxy phones. So it is very impressive. Samsung has built their name up to such a great height where people think the competitor to iPhones is just the Galaxy S6 or whatever it is.
At least people aren't saying Droid anymore.
Oh God! Don't. Let's not go. That was a dark time. Let's not go.
That was like the first 3 years of Android.
There are plenty of people that still do. There's a radio station
True.
here in Atlanta that still says if you're on iPhone, Droid, or BlackBerry.
God.
So yeah, and
BlackBerry. Jesus.
yeah.
does
See, what's
anyone
wrong-
even use that?
Hey, we like
worse than
BlackBerry
that?
too.
What's worse than that though is when people say I had my OG Droid, like the Droid was the original Android phone. It's like
I actually have an OG
Yeah.
Droid somewhere in this closet, I think. Let's see.
It's a live search.
I'm pretty sure I do.
Now I'm
Right.
more impressed that I can still hear you in the closet because you got your wireless.
Cordless.
headset. Yeah.
It's like I went to go get another beer and I could hear you guys the whole time.
Well, good, because I was going to say something about it that you just left in the middle of the show. I'm glad I didn't give you a hard time.
you should have popped back on and started talking. That'd have been
That would have been
hilarious.
amazing.
I don't know. I know I have one around here somewhere, but oh, here
We're
they
just
are.
gonna call everything OG. I've got an OG LG Phoenix over here.
My box of phones. Here it is. Let's see. Oh, there it is, right on top.
Get out.
OG
Nice.
Droid. I also, as my desk clock, just to show you how geeky I am, R2D2 Droid.
Yeah,
there you go.
Nice.
Yes,
That's
sir.
fantastic. That's sweet.
I think I busted out my phone collection last time I was on this show.
I think so.
It's
We
like,
just bring that out of you, so.
yeah, I like to show off my old phones. I geek out and stuff. Where's my original G1 that I hacked somewhere? Oh yeah, here's the black one. Put the white buttons on it.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Well, that's all right. You guys can have your original Android phones. I'm gonna have my original iPhone here, or I guess this is actually not the original. This is the 3G, so it's the second one.
Can't even do iPhone original, right? All right. Sorry about that total interruption of the flow of the show.
No, because it's funny because we all geek out and we're like, can't wait to see what comes out of the closet.
See what you did there. See what you did there.
I say nothing. Speaking of nothing, we do have an espresso shot this week, and we do this pretty much every week, and this is our mini review that we do live on the show. And this week, Joe has an espresso shot of the Lenovo Yoga Tablet 2 10-inch with Windows. Man, yeah. Go for it, Joe. What's brewing with that Lenovo?
All right, well, first of all, I think we can all agree that this has the best product name of 2015 for any tablet, hands down. We'll just get that out of the way right now. But yeah, this is actually a really awesome tablet. I've had this for about a week now, and Alvie, like I said, has a 13-inch, kind of the bigger brother of this, which we hopefully can talk about next week's show. But this is the 10-inch running Windows 8 Lenovo for their Yoga Tablet 2 series. They've got 8-inch models, 10-inch models, and 13-inch models, and you can get each screen size running either Android or Windows, which is actually a pretty awesome deal to have such great selection in both screen size and in what operating system you do want to run. So with this one, which kind of the general design of it, it's actually very well built. You've got kind of the kind of general plastic on the back right here, but it does have a nice texture to it, so when you're holding it, it feels really solid. But the big thing for all of the Yoga tablets is the famous design right here, which was introduced in the first Yoga tablet devices. And this actually makes for about 4 different ways that you can use the device. So you've got kind of your general way where you can hold it and just use it as either in a horizontal mode like this, or hold it like a magazine using the battery that is included right along here, which does make for a really nice holding experience with a tablet, so you can kind of hold it like a magazine and walk around the house and see what you are doing on it. But with the kickstand, which is probably one of the highlight features for the Yoga tablet line, has been updated with a hole here, so you can actually hang this on a nail or something. So in the shop, if you're working with your tools or something on the car, you can hang this up on your wall and look and see what you need to see. Or if you're maybe cooking in the kitchen, hang it up on a peg in the kitchen if your hands are dirty when you're cooking, and go ahead and hang it up there and have a recipe there, and go ahead and use the Bing Food app where you can kind of just swipe your hand in midair to access all your recipes and stuff. And then of course you can set it up on a table, just kind of a normal stand like that, or kind of put it in kind of like a display mode where the tablet is resting on a table with a kickstand going this way. So you do have multiple ways to use a tablet, which having a built-in kickstand really does make a big difference in just having maybe like a flip cover on a tablet or an iPad like this, because it is built in, so you don't have to worry about, do I have my case with me if I want to prop the tablet up. It's actually, for such kind of what may seem like maybe a gimmicky or a small inclusion, it is a really nice hardware feature to have on here. And aside from all the general, just kind of basic flat slates of tablets on the market, having something that is different and unique like this, even if it is just a kickstand and kind of a rounded raise up in the body where the battery is, really does make for a very unique and a very different using experience with the tablet. Now the version I have is running Windows, so I know I'm probably going to be the only fan of Windows here, and we won't get into that conversation and won't derail ourselves too much. But it does, Windows 8.1 does run, God, that brightness is up really high. Go ahead and turn that down a bit. But it is very snappy here on the tablet, no real issue whatsoever. And since it is running Windows, this is probably more focused towards people who want to use a tablet for work. Not necessarily people who just want to buy it for, all your favorite applications and stuff, because if that's the case, you're going to be very disappointed with the selection in the Windows Store on here, because first and foremost, this is essentially just a PC operating system running in a tablet form factor. So if you want to get Microsoft Office on here, you want to make documents, PowerPoint presentations, get Microsoft Excel going on here. If this is going to be more of a productivity device, this is probably going to be more for you. It is still great for watching movies and playing games, because you do have front-facing Dolby speakers and that kickstand for propping it up if you do want to watch a video. But this is going to be more focused towards kind of the business market with the Windows operating system on it. Now multitasking is really sweet on there, because you can also get the snap view where you can have up to 2 applications running at one time on the screen, which again does kind of push the fact that this is meant for work and not necessarily play. But the real kicker for this tablet is that it costs only $369 right now on Lenovo's website, and with that you get the tablet here, you get a free, I believe, a 1-year subscription to Microsoft Office 365, but you also get an included magnetic Bluetooth keyboard right here. So you can go ahead, and if you prop the kickstand open, you can essentially turn it into a little Windows laptop right there, and you can close it, and the magnets on the little holder right here does hold it in place, so essentially you have a sub $400 Windows laptop. Now, it's got an Intel Atom processor. It's got a 1920 by 1200 display, I believe, and the battery on it is a very beefy unit too. I was able to get through well over a week on a single charge with this thing, and the battery life on the Bluetooth keyboard seems to be pretty up to the standard as well. So if you're looking for maybe a laptop replacement, or you want to get a tablet that you want to do mostly for work but also still play a couple casual games or watch some movies on, to be completely honest, this is probably one of the best choices you have right now, just because Lenovo always excels with their build quality, because this is one of the best constructed tablets I've used in quite some time. And you've got full Windows on here, so it's essentially a full desktop operating system, which really raises the amount of potential you have with what you can do on the device. And then you have a free Bluetooth keyboard, a free subscription to Microsoft Office 365 for $370. You really can't do a lot better if you are looking for something to maybe replace your laptop or something. God forbid. Chromebooks are great, and Chromebooks are a little cheaper, but just don't get that. If you want something to be productive, to very portable to take with you, because it's a 10-inch form factor, you can throw this in a backpack and still have plenty of room to go with you. Very portable, very long-lasting battery life, very cheap price tag. I've only had it for a week, so I still have a lot more testing I need to do with it, with longer battery tests, test the camera, really put the processor to its test. But first impressions after a week of using it, I've been very impressed with what Lenovo has been able to do on here. They are not a sponsor, I don't think, for Aaron anyways, and not for me, so completely unbiased opinion right here, but I've really been enjoying my time with it. There is an Android version, which we're going to try to get as many different models of the Yoga Tablet 2 line as we can, so the different screen sizes, the different operating systems on there, so we can really get an idea for how the whole Yoga Tablet 2 line does stack up with their brothers in that series. But with the 10-inch model running Windows, I've been very impressed with, and I actually I showed it to my mom when I first got it, and she told me that I need to let my Lenovo contact know that they're not going to be able to get this back because she's going to keep this thing for herself. So I've really been enjoying it, so if you guys have any questions, I've had it for a week, so go ahead and shoot them off if you got anything.
So that price is with the Windows install, not the Android install, correct?
Yeah, the Android one, the Windows one is going for $360.
I'm actually looking at
$370.
I think you may have just sold one. Might be buying the 13-inch model. Like that's impressive. I like the little keyboard.
Yeah, the Android one, that is currently the 10-inch model that is going for Lenovo's website.
It's not loading. They won't let me buy one right now.
Well, I mean, all of our thousands of viewers are watching this, and are going to go buy one right now.
Guys, everybody at home, stop! I need to get onto the Lenovo website.
They can't handle the traffic.
Yeah, it looks like that Android one is going for $249 with the 10-inch screen size.
So it's $370, 10-inch, week-long battery, or
yeah. The only thing with the Android one, I'm not sure if you get the included keyboard or not.
Why would you buy an Android tablet?
No, you do. I'm pretty sure you get the keyboard with it. But then again, as Aaron just said, why in God's name would you get an Android tablet? No.
Hey.
I love Android.
Okay,
I love it. But it's not. It's not tablet. They're like there's just Android tablets suck.
Speaking of which, anyone want to buy an Nexus 9? I got one in great condition.
I love Android. You want to know how I feel about Android tablets? I still have the Samsung Galaxy Tab 1 they gave away at I.O. like 4 years ago, mounted to my refrigerator, and we use it almost every day.
Nice.
And I'm not going to replace it because there's no tablet worth buying that I would replace it with.
You're killing me.
Like, they're not that much better. They haven't improved. That's all I'm saying. Like, they still suck.
In Alvie's defense here, he has replaced his phone with a tablet.
Yeah.
Yes.
He doesn't have an Android.
Okay, the Sony Z tablets are all really, really nice hardware. The problem is apps look funny on a lot of Android tablets.
Yeah.
I will say the only Android tablet I've tested that I've reviewed that's been worth anything was the Xperia Z Tablet 2 on Verizon, I believe. That was actually, the hardware I think was absolutely gorgeous. Now, again,
gorgeous. Agreed.
You have these same issues with software, but that's going to be across any tablet of Android, no matter who the manufacturer is. But Sony makes absolutely beautiful products, and that Z2 tablet was one of the best-looking tablets I have ever had.
And
but then you run into
waterproof?
the issue. Yeah, waterproof. It's ridiculously thin. I mean, the display is phenomenal. That's one of the best tablets I've ever had. But then again, you have these software issues.
No, I'll take my OG iPad. OG iPad now.
With a mobile OS, you should get an iPad. I hate to say it, but the new Dell Venue looks really nice too.
Yes,
but
it does.
Yeah.
it's still running Android on a tablet. I can't believe I'm saying this on air in public.
And this does lead to a good question. Nick Nelson has posted in the Q&A, what's the best tablet that's marketed for casual or non-geek users? Which is a good question.
iPad, yeah. iPad Mini, iPad Mini 2 with Retina, probably.
You don't need the Mini 2.
Well, the Mini 3 is the useless, yeah.
Hey, did you guys see the that case for the iPad Mini that has the tactile keyboard?
No.
No, I haven't seen
that. It's a $100 case. Joe, look it up because you can screen share it here in a second. It's a $100 case.
Is that an official Apple one or?
No. It's I think it was a Kickstarter thing to begin with. I'll try to talk long so you can find it. But it is it morphs. So when you don't need it to be the keyboard, it's smooth. And then
I got a 504 from Lenovo. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I got a 504 on Lenovo.
I'll be sure you email them about that.
Send them a bug report.
Check.
But yeah,
exactly. Send them. I got a 504. What?
Guys, 504.
Hey, and before we get too far, Ben, I see your Q&A. Don't worry, I'm not hating on Chromebooks. Or I don't know who was taking a hit on Chromebooks here.
I'm hating on Chromebooks right now. I'll say.
Hey, at that $370 price, I'm not gonna lie, I would get that Lenovo tablet over I'd get a Chromebook.
I would too, absolutely.
Yeah,
we've talked about Chromebooks before, and it's good for what they do.
I love
it.
I wouldn't buy one though.
The only time I use a real computer is this hour on Friday nights. I use a Chromebook 8 hours a day, every other day of the week for work. So I have to.
Have you ever tried to edit any graphics?
No, because I work online.
That's right. Yeah, because you work on Chrome.
I do edit on my phone. I do when I do the device database entries. So Chrome to phone is essential, but I have to defend Chromebooks. But you have to spend money on them. You have to spend that. The one I have is the high-end HP with the 4 gigs of RAM and the 4G connection. So yeah, if you get a Chromebook without a touchscreen, then you're just wasting your money.
Sorry.
No, Joe, did you find that?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and screen share. I actually saw this.
If you get a Chromebook, you're probably wasting your money.
That's a lesson for tonight.
Chromebook is not a sponsor, apparently, and nor will they ever be.
Endorsement.
I like Chromebooks. I think that you could buy a better device for the same amount or less.
Right, because if all you want to do is check your email and stream a couple YouTube videos, yeah, you can do that on a Chromebook and it's going to work fine. But if you're spending $250 or $280 for a Chromebook when you can spend less than $400 for something that's running a full-fledged desktop operating system with a free keyboard,
Windows, excuse me.
Well, I'll take Windows over Chrome OS any day.
Yeah, it's fun to hate on Windows, but
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I agree. It's very fun.
All right, before we get into too much of a hate conversation, I'll go ahead and share this image. I actually saw this a couple years ago on CNET. They were doing an earlier report on this, but yeah. So basically, it's a case for the iPad, and I'll go ahead and put a different image up here in a second. But the technology behind this, I forgot. It's something with they've got tubes where liquid travels through it. So if it knows a keyboard's been initiated, it can send this liquid through the case and into different little kind of sections where it holds this, so you can essentially have kind of a physical tactile response when you are typing on the keyboard. So let me see if I can find another.
This. It just makes little dots though, right? It's little dots on it. Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, so it's not the best image, but you can kind of see there it's raised above the screen. That's actually liquid that is under whatever case housing they're using over that. So can you actually purchase this now, or is it still...
The way I understand it, yeah.
Is it still an awful idea? Yes. It's an awful idea.
I wouldn't buy it.
Looks like pre-order now.
Only for an Apple or an Android tablet, of course.
No, I mean I wouldn't buy it. I would not.
Oh, okay. I thought you said I would.
No, I would. I was yawning while I said it. Sorry. Yeah.
If it would do that in landscape versus portrait, I would. I don't need that when I'm portrait typing. But when I'm landscape typing, because on my 8-inch tablet, I do type like a normal keyboard when it's in landscape.
Do you use a split keyboard when you're in landscape, or do you actually use like Google Keyboard?
No, well, I use Swift Key. I tried the separate thing, and that was too weird. If I'm going to type with 2 thumbs, I'm going to flip up portrait. But if I'm landscape, like I am here right now, it's just sitting in my my tablet stand. In landscape, I'll just use full keyboard. So it just types like a normal keyboard.
I got
you. Do you swipe or do you type?
Predictive, so like if I miss it, it's pretty good to catch up with me and keep up with it. But with like tactile, especially like tactile on demand, that'd be pretty stinking cool.
Whoa. The Lenovo page is back up, and I got Ashton Kutcher like all over my screen.
While you're looking at pictures of Ashton Kutcher, we've got a question from Ben shown here. He said, just throwing this out there, the NVIDIA Shield tablet runs Android and makes it work there with the stylus that enables handwriting recognition and also playing full console games.
Shield tablet is pretty fancy.
Yeah, I do like the Shield
prices,
tablet.
especially for the prices.
Yeah.
And they've been
NVIDIA's got a. Go ahead. Sorry.
They've been really quick with updates too. I mean,
because that was like one of the first devices to get Lollipop, I think.
Yeah.
I really like NVIDIA. I like NVIDIA as a whole.
Well, they're supposed to announce like a next-gen tablet console hybrid, the way I understand it. They've been teasing like new graphics and new video game stuff.
If you're listening, NVIDIA, make sure you come back to the barbecue this year.
Yeah, and I actually have a lot of questions in the Q&A. Actually, we have a question for Tony. Conlegato said, "OMG, Tony, is that the Breaking Bad pink teddy bear behind you? Frickin' awesome."
It is. This was from last Valentine's Day. My wife got for me.
That's awesome.
Isn't it? Isn't this the best? I mean,
I didn't know that was a thing you could buy.
Yeah, you can buy, and even better if you're lazy or like cheap, you can just buy. I almost did this. That's how I know. You can just buy the eyeball on a keychain, which is actually kind of a bigger part of the story, but this is way more recognizable. So
yeah.
I think this is awesome. This is probably the best Valentine's Day I ever got. Or was it Valentine's? It might not have been Valentine's Day. I'm sorry. It might have been our anniversary because this was a cotton. It was cotton anniversary. So I think that's what it was.
Nice. Valentine's Day is a made-up holiday anyways.
Yeah. Valentine's Day is so stupid. My wife listening from downstairs right now.
It sucks. This is totally off subject, but I hate it. I listen to the radio every once in a while, and normally I don't watch commercials or anything, so I don't know if anything on TV is the same way. But on the radio, every commercial was like, buy her this, buy her that. And I'm like, I thought Valentine's Day was like love and like mutual love. When did it become like buy girls stuff? That's what Valentine's has become. Buy girls stuff. That's all it is. And I'm like, I don't get it. Fortunately, I'm lucky. I love my wife, and all we do for Valentine's Day is usually eat a nice dinner together and watch a movie, which is awesome because that's all I really want to do anyways. So.
Well, you're better than I am. We do nothing. We celebrate Valentine's Day by saying, "Hey, it's Saturday."
Yeah, exactly. That's it. I don't know. I don't get this whole like you gotta buy her something or you're not a good man.
That's my favorite part. Like you see all the posts on all the socials. He's so romantic. Look, he got me flowers for Valentine's Day. Wow, how romantic!
I call that stupid because you overpaid for a thing that's gonna die.
Well, exactly. You know, it's actually funny because my wife said she used to live in Seattle and she did agriculture statistics, and she said that on Valentine's Day the average flower is marked up 300%.
Yeah.
Well, I feel taken because I bought some flowers last night, so I just kind of feel bad right now.
Sucker.
Yeah, but Joe, you're young and stupid.
It's not married yet.
There's that tool so you can draw on people.
We're already devolving into that. Oh man, we're already in the after show part.
Oh.
It's about to get good. How did we get here? Okay, Aaron, it's your fault. So I have lost control.
Totally my fault.
I have lost control. Tony, I'm giving you the reins. Talk to our boy Aaron about some of the stuff going on with the Big Andrew barbecue, meet and greet, and whatnot.
Let's do it.
Okay, all right. Well, why don't I go ahead and just give you control for a couple minutes before I start asking questions and
take the
talk
reins
about what's going on.
You've been watching me drink, and you know that I'll just start talking about stuff. Nice, thanks. Well, I've been chatting with my team, and they're telling me stuff I can't talk about. So,
go get another beer real quick. We'll fill some time.
I still got some left. I still got a little bit left. So yeah, big stuff. You know, the DC event. That's our first time. You know, something besides piggybacking IO that we're kind of going out on our own, doing our own event on the East Coast in Washington D.C. Well, it's actually in Alexandria, Virginia, right there by. It's in Old Town Alexandria. We're gonna take. So we're gonna. I'll start from the beginning. Sorry, alcohol. We're going to do a code kitchen, which if you've ever been to a Big Android barbecue in the last couple of years, we started this, I think, 2 or 3 years ago, where it's just kind of like a developer lab where you can go and you can sit down. We've got experts in there. There's code challenges. You pick up a code challenge, and you go through the steps and solve the problem, whatever it is. And when you solve it and you turn it in, you win a prize. Sometimes it's a pen. Sometimes it's, I don't know. I wasn't in there. But there were lots of prizes. And so we're taking that and going on the road with it, kind of. So we're going to take the Code Kitchen and we're going to go to DC. We're going to do a Code Kitchen on the Saturday during the day. We've got a bunch of great sponsors coming on board that I should be able to say right now. Let's see. Cyanogen will be there. I don't know what your opinion of cyanogen is, to be honest. I don't really care. I mean, anybody who has a problem with them is fine having a problem with them, but if you don't recognize all the things that they've done for the Android ecosystem and the community that was around that ecosystem, then you're blind. They did amazing things. We wouldn't be where we are right now if it wasn't for them. So whatever your opinion may be, that's fine, but you got to show them some respect for all the things they've done. Yeah, very similar to Samsung, as Tony posted in our little group chat. You know, so you got to give them some credit. You know, that we wouldn't be where we are without them. So those guys are sponsoring, and we love them. They've been a sponsor since our very first barbecue. So lots of love for them. We've got Kiddo EMR. This is kind of an up and coming group. They're a pediatric EMR company. They do medical records, and they use like Google Apps. So everybody owns their own medical records, which is awesome. And then there's one other big sponsor, but I'm not allowed to talk about them yet. And they're a big name. So I'll drop that. But big name, like if you think the like 4 biggest tech companies right now, they'd be one of those. And it's not Google, Microsoft, or Apple. So it's the other one.
Nice.
So yeah, that's exciting. We're really pumped about that, and there'll be several other ones. You know, we're negotiating a lot of deals, but those are our 3. They're annual sponsors for all of our events, so I can talk about them a little bit. We'll do the Code Kitchen, then after the Code Kitchen, we're doing a big Android meet and greet, which we kicked off our first one last year at I/O, which is just kind of a big networking party. And that's going to be on a boat, which is really cool. So we'll be taking like 300 people out on a boat, and it's during the Cherry Blossom Festival in Washington, D.C., so it's going to be beautiful. The weather should be nice. We'll take the boat out at, I forget what time it is. It's like 6. We'll head up to the monument and see like the Washington Monument and whatever's right there that you can see from the water. Then we'll head back south, and at 8:30, that happens to be the same night that they do the fireworks for the Cherry Blossom Festival. So we're going to take the boat to where they shoot the fireworks and get our own little fireworks display from the water, which is going to be really awesome.
Very
and then
cool.
we'll head back, and that's kind of the day that we'll do out there. That's the DC event. And we're excited. It's our first event. Sales have been going really well for it. Sponsorship this year has been unlike any year before. We've recently converted to a nonprofit. I can't get into a whole lot of details on that. There's a new name and brand involved, so everything's kind of, we're not Big Android Barbecue anymore. We're a new name, and we'll announce all of that to a bunch of hoopla really soon. Our 501c3 is filed and should be back hopefully soon. That takes way longer than I thought it would, but I should have known. And I thought it would take a while, but it's taking a lot longer. So yeah, that's our DC event. We've got our I/O event coming up, I guess in May now. Oh yeah, one other thing I could talk about before the DC event. 9 viewers. Woo! Sorry. Thanks for watching, everybody. So I get distracted easily if you haven't noticed. Hey, who left?
You
Scared one away. Scared one away. Come back. So in March, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this little tiny event they throw in Austin called South by Southwest. It's
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're gonna do a little something at South by Southwest. We're working with some partners. It's not an official barbecue crew event, but it is something new and different for us. We'll announce it as soon as we have more details to announce. That's one of the weird things. Like if we're not organizing it ourselves, we kind of have to like wait on other people. And it's confusing. So we've got March 15th. We've got a South by Southwest event though. More details coming soon. Then April 4th is the DC event. Book your hotels now. The website you want to go to is, I guess I have to tell you about the nonprofit because I'm about to tell you our domain name anyways. So the International Developer Education and Advocacy Alliance, which is a huge mouthful of words.
Idea.
So we just call it IDEA. Yeah. So idea.io. The website is not up yet. It should be, the splash page should be up by Monday. But if you wanted to check out our DC event, go to BAMG, Big Android Meet and Greet, BAMG.idea.io/DC, and you'll get to our DC event. You can buy tickets. Tickets are $75 for the boat. That's because boats are expensive. And free for the Code Kitchen, so be sure to sign up and come to the Code Kitchen. And the meet and greet on the boat actually comes with barbecue cooked by our own Ray Walters before we go on the boat, served at the U.S. Patent and Trade Office, which is also kind of cool. That's where the whole Code Kitchen is, as well as at the U.S. Patent and Trade Office. So
I'll be looking forward to that because I didn't get any barbecue at the barbecue I went to not this past one, but the one before that. I was one of the unlucky few who waited because we were working in the hotel room pretty much the whole squad crew at the time, and
that will never happen again. We screwed up. That will never happen again. That was the only time we've ever ran out of barbecue.
Yeah, that was depressing. But I'll be looking forward to it this time because I should be attending almost for sure this time.
So then in May, Google finally announced their dates for I/O. So we're May 28th and 29th. We'll do an I/O extended in San Francisco, followed by another Big Android Meet and Greet. We're still working on venues, but that should be announced shortly. And then in August, the company whom I cannot name has sponsored an event in Seattle, and so they do have offices in Seattle, but it's not Microsoft or T-Mobile. T-Mobile's not one of the big four. Anyways, so we're going to have a big event in Seattle. It'll also be a Code Kitchen and meet and greet, and then in October we have the Big Android Barbecue, and we're looking at around the end of October, and we're moving back to Austin. So. Oh, I don't think anybody knew about that. That's news right there. The barbecue's moving back to Austin.
Oh, okay. So it was at let me see.
Hearst Conference Center.
Yeah, now it'll be in Austin, so it'll be a totally different hotel too, huh? All right.
I'm not looking forward to working with new hotels, to be honest.
What you're so good with the ladies there at the hotels, I know.
Depends on which hotel, yeah. Yeah, I like the people at the main hotel. It's the other two hotels I didn't like.
Sugar Lips. Is that her nickname? Sugar Lips.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
yeah. His wife in the next room. I don't know either. Yeah.
So yeah, that's our year. We got 5 events we're involved with for our hour events. We went from 2 to 4. Our roadmap was for 3, but then this unnamed company came in and was like, "Hey, we want you to do an event here." And we said, "Well, give us a bunch of money." And they said, "Okay," so we're doing it.
That is awesome. Well,
yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting.
My only real question would be for people who've attended maybe a barbecue or maybe the Big Android Meet and Greet for I/O in the past. What can they expect to be similar? What can they expect to be different? So, for instance, I've only been to one Big Android barbecue, haven't been to the other meet and greet. What can I expect to be similar to the Big Android barbecue?
So I think you could expect a similar atmosphere. I think one of the things we do better than probably anybody out there right now is creating a really conducive environment for meeting new people and just having a good time in a nice casual atmosphere. And you don't get that stuffy conference all about going and listen to somebody stand on a soapbox and talk for an hour feel when you come to an idea event. We really pride ourselves on coming up with unique, fun ways to bring people together, to learn, to have fun, and to enjoy some good food and drink. We are really one thing you might notice that's different this year is you might see a little more younger crowd. We're really focusing on education by the new name, education and advocacy, and so part of that is reaching out to kids, promoting STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, getting kids into development, showing them that there's it can be fun, it can be exciting, and they can make a lot of money. That's I think our sponsors have really kind of understood our mission and our goals, and it's been exciting to kind of align that, and then with this new organization that we've formed, really embrace the root of what our goals always were. I think by being Big Android Barbecue, we kind of shoehorned ourselves into a spot that was very limited in what we could do, and so by this transition, we're able to really break out of that kind of small niche and do some cool stuff, do a lot of fun stuff.
That's
next
really
year.
exciting.
Yeah, next year we're going to hold our first international event, and so we're already talking to people in Canada and the UK, and so it's exciting. I'm going to get in trouble if I keep talking.
Hey, I do have a question for you, just personally.
Sure.
You come to Atlanta with one of these things. Atlanta has the largest international airport in the world. Come to us. Come see us. We got plenty of convention centers down here.
So you are 100% correct. Atlanta has the largest and busiest busiest airport.
Yeah, you're right.
And there's a reason nobody likes to go to Atlanta. It's because you have the busiest airport in the world. So I've flown through that airport several times, and I hate it. Why do none of the smoking room doors work? What's up with that? Like, none of them. They're all stuck open.
Hey, I will say the international terminal though is like top tier. So if you're looking to bring international folks through, it'd be perfect. They just added and built on and did all that kind of stuff, and it's like really fancy and really like super sweet.
Hey, if you're worried about busy airports, you could come here to Wichita. I mean, they still fly prop planes in here. You have to walk on the tarmac to get to the terminal.
Nice. Atlanta's not currently on our roadmap. It's a place I would consider going. One of the ways we determine locations is we talk to our sponsors.
Sure.
And we talk to our attendees. In my view, we have two customers: our sponsors and our attendees, and it is our job to make sure that both of those customers are very, very happy. And so every year we do after event feedback forms we send out, and we have an exceptional rate of return on those. I've talked to several other event organizers, and they're always shocked that we have over 30% of our attendees reply, which I thought was low. I was like, oh, we only had like 32%, and they're like, you had 30% reply? So apparently we're doing something right. But yeah, so we get good feedback. One of the things I really enjoy is negative feedback. It's great to hear we're doing everything right, but we can't get better if we're told we're doing everything right. So I love, I just eat bad feedback for breakfast. Like, just give me all the bad things we're doing wrong, because that tells us how we can do better. And so, our team has really gotten good at not getting offended or being too sensitive about, negative feedback. Of course, you got to take some of the things that people say with a grain of salt, because some people are just jerks. But for the most part, we really want to be better at what we do. Most of us have never done what we're doing until we started this, and so it's been exciting to kind of learn and get better. And I love my team. Man, they make me better every day. Asher Simons and Angelica and Ray and all of them. I mean, they just got onto me the other day because I was screwing something up, and I got offended at first, and they came back later and was like, "Yep, y'all were right. I was dumb." So it's exciting working with these people and knowing that they're all doing it because they care about our goals, and nobody gets paid. So I mean, we gave everybody a little bit of a bonus at the end of last year, but certainly not for the amount of hours they put in. So it's pretty exciting.
Well,
any other questions?
I'm just saying, whenever you're ready to come to the South or somewhere near Atlanta, I'll be happy to help out.
Texas is the South.
Started in the South.
Yeah, we started here. We are here. Like, this is you can't. The barbecue is the South. Like, that is our culture. We, just from the type of event to the type of people that put it on, like we embrace that, like, hospitality mentality. We open doors for people.
Or you can let them know when you're having a New Zealand event. That'll also attract Alvie.
Yeah, New Zealand, you send me one way. You don't even have to buy the round-trip ticket. I will take that and run with it.
That's my favorite country I have visited so far.
You've been there. Why did you ever come back? There's no way you could pry me away from that country.
My wife was at home. That's why.
Okay, touche. Yeah. Very good. All right, so before we move on, we've got some winners to announce. And so thanks, Aaron, for sharing all that about the big Android.
My pleasure, guys.
Don't leave because we want you around for this last little bit too. Here the effects are coming, so get ready for drawing on the screen and everything. But yes, all right, we do have a question from Twitter, and let me back up to that because that came from Marcus over there, and it says, and I'll answer this one too because I have, and you guys jump in. What are the top uses for a tablet? I have an HP Stream 7, and I don't know what to do with it. Marcus, here's what I do with my tablet. It's my phone. I do not have a phone. I have a tablet. Now, my tablet does have data connectivity through T-Mobile. I'm not sure if your HP Stream 7 does or can. But even if it's got Wi-Fi, if it's got data, I've got a phone. So my computer or anything, because I use Hangouts, I don't have like just a regular old phone number. So what you can basically do, if nothing else, is use it as your phone. If it's not too big for you. I know plenty of people that's too big for a phone to carry around all day. In my pockets, it fits fine. I carry it around in a little case and all that kind of stuff. But it can be your phone. It's great for movies, TV, television, all that kind of stuff. It is really good. Just for media consumption, it's really good. If you've got a Bluetooth keyboard or something like that, you can connect to it for documents, because I do my research and I write my papers on that thing too. Kind of like what Joe does with his yoga tablet, like he was talking about. 7 inches just seems to be a perfect size for portability and I won't call it like office-y kind of things, but productivity in general. On the go kind of a thing. What do you guys think? What's a tablet good for? Help them out.
Games.
Nothing.
Games.
Netflix.
I heard nothing. Who said nothing? We just went through this.
I know. I'm just kidding. I have my tablet mounted to my refrigerator. It's great for household calendar, controlling music, controlling Plex while we're in the kitchen or something like that, because our TV is we have a big open concept living room kitchen area, and so we can watch TV from the kitchen, and so it's really nice having a tablet mounted to the refrigerator. I just used magnets and rigged it, and it works really well for that. And then I also have a tablet that I never use.
And granted, at this point, tablets are debatable where they fit, because especially an Android tablet.
Oh, I do use it. So there's a hacked version of the Simpsons game. I use it for that.
Hacked version?
Yeah, it's the tapped out. It gives you to where you don't have to use your donuts when you buy stuff, because I got sick of. I didn't want to actually put money into the game. It's EA. Come on. I mean, if it wasn't EA, I don't have any problem spending money on apps, but it's EA. I think I put $5 in it at one point, and I was like, screw this. They just want that house they want me to buy costs $14. No.
14 real dollars for a.
That's when I got on the Googles and was like, tapped out. Oh, my phone just thought I was talking to it.
I think that the main reason that Android tablets are not progressing is because Android phones are becoming tablets. I mean, I've got my Nexus 6 is gigantic. If I had a Nexus 7 tablet, I probably wouldn't use it at all now. I have an 8.4-inch tablet, which I do still use for certain games like SimCity, where you just want the better, larger view. But mainly, what it gets used for is I use it to cast Netflix and other videos, and if I download anything, I download it on the tablet and cast it from there. That's what it mainly gets used for, so that the battery life isn't negatively affected on my phone. I just use the tablet for that. So it basically sits on the arm of my couch or chair for the most of the day. But it's not. I'm not picking it up to surf the web, because if I'm surfing, most of my notifications are coming through to my phone. But the only thing it has that my phone doesn't have is Facebook, because I will not install the Facebook app on my phone.
Oh, my tablet also gets used as a guest Plex access device.
Oh, nice.
It works well for that. So you just got Plex on it. I just if you need to watch something, use my tablet.
Nice.
Because I'm not going to, because it's a tablet running Android. Oh, and reading books. I read books on it every once in a while. I'm reading Damon right now. Which is really good, by the way. Anybody read that?
Yes.
It's really good.
This what's the author's name? Suarez or something, right?
Yeah, Drew Suarez, I believe. Yeah, he's got 3 books. It starts with Damon, and then it goes through.
They're all awesome.
Really nice. Good to hear.
Yeah.
I need to get back into it. I downloaded Elite Dangerous and started playing the game Elite Dangerous on my computer, and so I haven't read in a while. I bought I went all out. got I'm caught on cords. Let go.
While he's caught on cords, I haven't picked up my Nexus 9s. Nice.
Wow.
Space trucking, man. Space trucking.
I haven't picked up my Nexus 9 in probably a month and a half since getting my Nexus 6. Just because I don't have any reason to.
It sucks, doesn't it? Like I want Android tablets to be good. Like I don't want them to suck. They just do.
Yeah. Well, the Nexus 9 is probably the worst tablet I've ever used, and I've even used the Amazon Fire tablets, so that's saying something.
Wow.
Those aren't the worst tablet. I mean, they're not great, but you can do a lot worse than an Amazon.
I can show you worse than an Amazon tablet.
There is no redemption, Joe.
No,
you cannot redeem that. Your Amazon contact is not going to call you and give you another Fire tablet.
This has been waiting to be thrown away for 3 years.
I
got this when I was still doing media stuff 5 years ago. They sent me this to review, and I was like, I can't even use this, guys. It doesn't even work.
Is it a
You
resistive
don't want me to review
touchscreen?
this. Yes.
Oh, man.
I'm not trying to use the back of my finger to do stuff, and I was just like, I quit. I'm not going to review this because you're never going to sell another one.
That's funny. Here's a little peek into how we do things. On Swappa, one of our requirements to even create a listing section for you to add a device to our database is that it cannot have a resistive touchscreen. If it had a resistive touchscreen, and back in the day, the only devices you didn't know the name of all had resistive touchscreens. So it's like, nope. If it has a stylus, and a resistive touchscure, no way.
It has
all those ports. Ethernet.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That's great.
2 USB ports.
That's gonna be worth some money someday when the wireless all goes down.
Wi-Fi on and off. Fancy.
Oh my God.
That have to hurt to try to use that thing.
It came with, what did it come with? 2.1. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Gives you an idea about when it came out.
Oh God.
This is the worst tablet that has ever existed.
Yeah, I think your Nexus 9 beats that one. Come on, give it a little credit.
Barely.
Wow. Okay. We have lost control, and this thing is crashing fast.
Sorry, I got all sorts of crazy shit to show you.
Happens every time you get on the show, Aaron. What's the deal with
You
it?
never know. You never
No,
know.
it's fine. It's good. It's good. But I know we have plenty of people that want to check out this stuff. I know we're way over time, and so if you're watching this, thanks. Just really thanks for sticking with us. We're having a bunch of
Sell
fun.
it.
Do what?
I'll sell it.
Hey, if you sign it, you can say it's been on the show and all that kind of stuff.
There you go. It's famous.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to sign these phones. I forgot.
Yeah.
I'll sign it.
But yes, we have.
It's going in my trash.
Let's announce some stuff. Thank you guys so much for keeping up with us. An hour and a half into the show, we're not done yet. Joe, because I can't keep control of these crazy people, it is your turn. Take the reins and take us home, baby.
Okay, well, Aaron, I'm going to be messaging you later about that because I want to have a tablet with a Wi-Fi switch just for the hell of it. So
You'll turn it on and be like, why did I do this? It's not worth the money to ship it to you. I mean, let's be honest. If it costs $6 to ship it to you, you paid too much.
all right, well, we'll hash out prices and all that later on, but we've got our winners for our 3,000 subscriber Grande giveaway, which we started. Oh God, 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago. I don't know at this point. We're past the point of like quality show at this point in time, but we have had our 3,000 subscriber Grande giveaway going on for quite some time now, and we finally closed entries yesterday on Thursday. So Alvie, Tony, and myself, we got together, we looked through all of our entries that were sent in, got a lot of entries sent in, so thank you so much everyone who subscribed to the channel for our giveaway, who sent in a video to be entered in. And it was a tough decision going through all of our contestant entries that had actually sent in a video, which does take a lot of time out of your day. So if you did go ahead and send something in, thank you so much. We did watch all of the entries that we did get. So it was really awesome to see people, some of our fans and viewers, just get with it and enter in to win some free stuff. Very awesome to see all of our viewers out there. Because you see the view counter and you see the subscriber counter, but it's always cool to see the faces behind those numbers. So we're going to go ahead and I'll get the drum roll ready on Google Effects right here, because what show would it be without that?
Well, before we get into it, everybody who if you're watching and you've entered and know anything about the Grande giveaway, there's been a last-minute change in what we're giving away because we just can't, in good conscience, give away. I don't know if we should say it because it gives somebody pretty bad publicity, but we can't, in good conscience, give away this Malaise M9.
Yeah,
it's too bad. It would not be. Much like this tablet, we will just package this with the tablet that Aaron has over there, and we will just send it to someone we do not like. That is how bad the phone is. It's actually that bad. So we don't want to saddle somebody with this and act like it's some great prize we're giving away. So as a last minute. This is going to take just a couple more days to ship than the other devices, but as a last-minute change, we're going to put in the Blue Studio 5 HD LTE. It'll get LTE on AT&T and T-Mobile, 5-inch 720p display. That will be replacing the Malaise M9. So this will actually be our new main top prize, as opposed to the Malaise M9. Or actually, no, I'm sorry, I guess the top prize would have been the Studio Mini LTE, which is still in the giveaway. Both of them are white, so we did have one person ask us if we could sign them. So if you do want that, we can do that. It'll take a little bit longer. We'll have to ship it around and get it signed by everybody. But that is totally something we can do if that's something that for some reason you want. That's okay. If you don't want that, none of us are going to be offended. So you'll just get my signature on it.
I'm not going to sign it because if you ship it to me, I'm just going to keep it. So you don't want my signature. Sorry, I'm a jerk.
So that is the quick update news,
yes.
And you can take it away after that.
And if anyone wants this Malaise M9, I don't know what to do with it. So if you want to, if you want it with that tablet that Aaron's got, go for it, because I really don't know what to do with this. It's gonna probably sit on my desk. I'm gonna put it in like my closet, and I'm gonna forget I have it. That's what's gonna happen. So.
Malaise M9. That's a horrible name for a phone too.
Yeah, we were pretty sure
that's a fitting name.
We're pretty sure that up until now they've only made like the Chinese fake devices, the Galaxy S3. Galaxy S3, that type of stuff, but so it's just not a good start.
The IFO.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, we'll get to the winners of the good prizes, and yeah, so thank you, Tony, for updating me on that, because I completely forgot about that conversation we had like an hour ago, so thank you for that. But we do have our winners here. We'll go ahead and we'll get the drum roll. We do have, the way we did the winners, because we're going to let you pick your prizes, so the way we're going to announce the winners, we'll announce them from first down, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, so the first name we call, you'll be able to pick your prize first, and second place, you'll get second pick at the prizes, so you'll get how the drill goes. So let's go ahead and get the drum roll going right here. Our first winner. That's the wrong sound effect. Okay.
It was funny, though.
That is
right, so
that would have been the sound effect if we were giving away the million.
that would have been it. But our first prize winner is Colin Legato from New York City, so congratulations. So, and coming in at second place, following Colin, is Miranda Kerr from Gobles, Michigan. And then following Miranda in third place is Landon Nix from Stockbridge, Georgia. And coming in fourth place, we have Dylan Marcus from Paw Paw, Michigan. Coming in fifth place, we have got Marcus Shaw from Los Angeles, California. And coming in, rounding out sixth place, we have Taylor Poirier from Lawrence, Michigan. So congratulations to all of you guys out there. Thank you so much for entering in. Like I said, those are place prizes, so Colin, you'll have first pick at the prize, and Taylor, you're last but not least, but you will have the final pick, whatever the remaining prize is. So thank you all so much for entering in. We will get in contact with you sometime this weekend. Just get your contact information where we can ship your prizes out to you and let you guys pick out what you do want to receive for your prizes. And don't forget that along with your prize, we will also be sending you your own personalized Mobile Cup of Joe mug. So get the mug with the logo, and then we'll go ahead and contact you and see what you want posted in the back here. So it can be your name, it can be your Twitter username, it can be a picture if you want it to be. We can put anything on the back here. So you get the logo, you get the mug with your prize, and you can get anything printed on the back. So you're getting 2 prizes out of that, and we want to give a special honorable mention to some of our super fans from Atlanta, Georgia. Brooke, Emily, Jordan, Cody, and Jake, they all got together and sent in a video for the What's for a Grande giveaway, and they all kind of dressed up as me, Fred, Chuck, Tony, and Alvie. So I'll go ahead and put a link to their video with all the videos that were sent in the description below, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. It was really cool, and they all they tried really hard. They put a lot of time into putting it together. So Brooke, Emily, Jordan, Cody, and Jake from Atlanta, Georgia. Since we don't have any other prizes we had planned to give away to you guys, we will be getting you all Mobile Cup of Joe mugs to send out your way. So congratulations to everyone who won. Thank you so much for everyone that did enter. We want to run a giveaway like this again sometime in the future, so we really had a lot of fun seeing all your guys' videos that you guys sent in, because we did get quite a few in. Like I said, it was really fun to see the faces our viewers really get into this giveaway. So thank you so much to everyone who entered. Congratulations to everyone who did win, and all of our winners and our super fans, special kind of honorable mention people. We will be in contact with you guys within the next couple of days to get all of your information so we can get your prizes and your mugs shipped out to you. So I know we had a lot of fun hosting it. I know Tony and Alvie and Chuck and Fred, all of us here, had a really fun time seeing the videos come in and just seeing people really get involved with the giveaway. So thank you all so much for entering. I'm repeating myself a lot right now, but thank you and congratulations, and we will be in contact soon with all of your information.
Yeah, congratulations, everybody. And yeah, on top of all that, I plan to use at least some of these. I know Joe will too, probably. Some of these for future videos for review and unboxings and all that kind of stuff. So we'll still keep using them. So keep sending it in your videos. You may see it on a future video as well. But let's go ahead and move on. We are now well over 90 minutes. Isn't that great? It's been fantastic.
Can I interrupt?
You're going to anyway.
Yeah, I know. So how many videos did you guys get submitted? Roughly. You can just guess. Make up a number. Say 1,000.
1,500. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
embarrassed pause.
Yeah. So just to give you an idea, like we've done a couple of video contests before, and like nobody ever submits a video.
We had to pick.
I'm just impressed that you got some
Yeah.
videos.
We didn't pick winners out of this one. We picked losers, unfortunately, to everyone who didn't win.
That's a mean way to say it, isn't it? Jeez.
I'm just afraid. You said that people actually sent in videos. We did a video contest once and didn't get a single submission. Like, not one.
I don't understand how we didn't get more. We're giving away 2 phones, and albeit they may be not great, not like high-end, not Samsung Galaxies.
Good devices.
They're not well-known devices, and that's okay.
True.
But still, when people you're like, last time we gave away a phone on the show, we had like over 3 times the amount of viewers we've ever had before or since. Yeah. So it's like, I don't understand how it happened.
Well, plus I was thinking about quitting the show for a week, a couple weeks doing a video just so I could win something.
I think the problem is go ahead. Sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
Well, I was saying too, we have the Chromecast. Granted, that's not like the most expensive thing out there, but that's a pretty well-known thing. And we've got 2. I haven't even taken these out of the plastic packaging. 2 Amazon Fire TV sticks. These things go for nice. I don't know, $40 a pop. So and those are well-known streaming sticks too. So I don't know.
Yeah, man, they're great. I got mine 3 months ago. Still in the box, never opened. Not true anymore. I opened it.
Live unboxing.
Yeah, live on air. Well, that's great, guys. I'm impressed you got videos. Maybe video contests just aren't a good idea unless you've got millions of followers. I don't know. Not to say you guys didn't do it. I'm just meant for I was thinking out loud. We should do video.
No, it's true though. We've got the results here, and we are honestly really just happy that we had enough to give us all the prizes.
Yeah,
that would have been way more embarrassing. You guys don't care enough to win a phone, so we're gonna keep the phones and just give away the streaming sticks.
Right. So,
we'd have been making up names and
right. So the intention of this derailment was really just to say I'm impressed. Way to go, guys! You got actual video submissions, whereas we just pretended that the contest we announced never happened.
And we got good submissions too. There were some weird ones in there too, but a lot of them were really good, thought out, produced videos. So it was I was very, very impressed with what we received. So I'm proud.
That's the first time we've ever tried we've done giveaways before, but it's usually been subscribe and leave a comment below this video. So it's the first time we tried doing an actual more involved giveaway. But I would have liked to see more entries, but overall I'm pretty pleased with. We got enough in for to fill out our prizes.
Having just recently made my own first YouTube video of on air and stuff, I can understand why people don't do it, because it took me 10 takes and it was still terrible, and all I was doing was trying to sing to a friend from did you guys see that, by the way? It was horrible yet hilarious. I sang a rap to Ray Walters on his birthday.
Oh wow!
I did actually see
in an 80s style to the tune of Paul Revere by the Beastie Boys. Yeah.
Oh nice. Well, at least you got good taste, so.
Yeah, I had an 80s Adidas jumpsuit, crushed,
nice.
The faux velvet stuff, and I found this big chain in my garage and put an old Android clock on it that I still had from Android swag days, and it was good. It was good. It was horrible.
It was something, right?
It was horrible. It was so terrible, but it was meant to be terrible, so it worked out.
I guess we could use the contest to say to everyone who's listening who thought about entering but didn't, now that you know how few entries we had, think about your chances of winning on our next giveaway. And maybe we'll get some more entries, because you have really, really good chances of winning if you entered this time. I'm not even sure how you would.
Way better than we did.
Well, 3,000 subscribers, we're kind of a big thing,
Yeah, kind of a big deal.
Kind of a big deal.
We have 100 and something.
But seriously, I know we got some good ones that were produced and stuff, but you didn't have to produce this to enter. It was just simply say the intro phrase. And really, I do want them to keep coming in, because I'm going to use them for the intros for all of my videos. So I need more than what we got to keep going. If you didn't get it into the giveaway, still keep sending them, #MCOJBrew, and we'll use them. Pretty much everything we get, we'll just put them in the chute and use them for all of our videos that we can. So keep them coming, and it doesn't have to be well produced. If all you got is your fake iPhone, the front-facing camera, say the thing and send it in,
I'll do one for you, Alvie, but you have to
Do
give
it,
me
yeah.
your Z.
Negative.
It's worth a try.
You don't even like Android tablets.
Yeah, I'd use it as my main phone. I like big phones.
And you cannot lie.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
Oh God.
wow. Okay.
Guys, we gotta go. I'm gonna get in trouble.
All right. So real quick, Aaron, we're going to plug everything. And congrats again to all of our winners and all that. Aaron, what's going on for you this week?
Well, the week's over. I'm gonna go get drunk.
Go get or already is started?
I've only had 2 beers, guys. I'm just like minor buzz. They're IPAs, so they're like 8 to 10% somewhere in there, so they're good.
But it's been a blast having you on the show, honestly. Absolutely.
I have fun, man. I don't do this anymore, so it's fun to get on the air every once in a while.
Good. Well, you are always welcome. You know that.
How many viewers do we have?
We're down to 7. I think you're scaring some more off.
You 7 are the best viewers ever. We love you, especially you. That one right there. You're my favorite.
Well, Chuck, what about you, man? What's going on this week for you?
What is going on this week for me? Not a whole lot, actually.
Cool.
So,
Awesome. That's exciting.
Lots of enthusiasm.
Riveting.
I can't wait to hear how
Tell
that
me more,
went.
Chuck. Tell me more right now.
Yeah, it's another week of work. That's about all I got. I got literally nothing exciting. Oh well, I mean, I guess my wife and I are going out to dinner for Valentine's Day. That's exciting.
Oh, happy Valentine's. Mobile Cup of Joe, what's going on for you this week, bud?
Well, let's see.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah, it had to happen at some point. You guys know it's 10:41. This is way past our normal time, so this had to come out one way or another.
Joe's too young to grow the
Man,
action
I
one.
ruined your show.
With a little
I come on and nothing gets done.
Oh, Chuck's going there now too. Okay, well, let's see. By the time I get done explaining what's going on with me, all of us will probably have Google effects going on. But tomorrow, I don't know what I got. Grocery shopping, so that's exciting. Some Valentine's Day plans with the lady, dinner, movie, all that good stuff. Apparently, I'm young and stupid because I bought flowers, like Chuck said earlier. So, and then more C++ because that's fun. I can't take myself seriously with this mustache. Reviewing this Lenovo Yoga Tablet here, and I think I've got some stuff coming in from Verizon and AT&T at some point soon. So,
Sweet.
Yeah. I really don't know at this point. I'm just kind of ballparking it because we are past our time, and this show has just gone downhill so fast. So yeah.
I ruined it.
Oh God, Tony's is the best right now.
Tony's is fantastic. Tony, what's brewing for you this week, bud?
Let's see.
That's adorable. I want to adopt you.
Okay. Okay, sorry. Yes. So this week for me, there's not a lot going on. Let's see. Valentine's Day obviously is tomorrow. I think the most exciting thing, the most exciting thing was finding out that payday was going to be the day before Valentine's Day instead of what it normally would be any other year, the day after, because it's the 14th. So that was good. That was awesome. So we'll actually get to do something. Hopefully something kid appropriate. We'll be able to take our son to dinner or something like that. So I'm excited to be able to go out and have some fun tomorrow night. And then let's see. Get the podcast up and running and continue work, and probably go ahead and buy my Big Android meet and greet stuff this week. Book my ticket or book my hotel and everything, and start getting excited about that. So if anybody, if anybody else is going, be sure and let me know, because you can stop by and I'll sign your smartphone and I'll hand out really crappy phones.
Wow. All right, and as far as I go, yeah, I've got that Lenovo, the 13-inch. Mine's bigger than Joe's Windows tablet in that I'll do an unboxing and mini review and all that kind of stuff coming up soon. So super excited to use that thing. I've never had a 13-inch tablet or anything like it, so I'm really excited to get into it and find out what it's all about, and maybe watch some TV while I cook or something like that.
Hey, we're 13 inches might be too big.
I am concerned about that, yeah, for a tablet.
Oh, we're talking about tablets.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, to all of our underage viewers that have been watching and won, congratulations.
Oh my
Joe
God.
will be in contact with you to get
I
your
will be.
information, to send out
I'll
your.
be in contact with you.
Do what?
I will be in contact with them.
You should end this now while you still can. Before it's too late.
But it's been an absolute blast. Aaron, thanks for coming on and destroying our show and letting us have a good time. Seriously, though, man, it's been a blast.
Anytime.
But no, you are welcome to come on board and just destroy all of everything that we do. It's been a blast.
We were at 45 minutes over.
Just a little, just barely over,
That's a
but just
tad.
45 minutes.
This is why the
it's
old
been a good
AGTN
45.
shows were 2 hours.
And if
We should
anybody
see our
watches
barbecue
it later and makes it this far in a rewatch, welcome to the crazy nonsense, and thank you for watching. But to our live viewers, our podcast listeners, and everybody out there, thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Any other questions for Aaron? Hashtag MCOJBrew. Hit us up in the event page. Hit us up on YouTube. We are all over the place. Congrats to our winners. You'll be in touch. And I think that concludes everything. So on behalf of Fred, who is not here, Aaron, Chuck, Joe, Tony, and myself, you guys have a great weekend. Good night.
Good night.
Night.